Hi, littles. Oh my God, I've had quite the week. Hanging out with Monkey right now. Basically, if you haven't been paying attention to my Facebook or anything, I started the enrollment process for going back to school. I've been focused really hard on that this week. I've been upping my self care, like even more so than I was before. Um, there's issues with my bar that happened, so I'm not working there anymore. Yeah, I wasn't going to anyways, and some stuff came up at work that did not align with my principles and my beliefs, and so I stood up for myself, and I was basically told to kick rocks. So if I do support that business anymore, I'm going to be doing it on the weekends when I know the bartenders that agree with me are working, and I don't have to run into anyone that I don't want to see. So that's that whole story. So I'm just at the shelter now. That's an update for you. And so I've been focusing really hard on enrollment and getting that going. There's transcripts I had to get. I had to fill out FAFSA. There's tax returns information stuff that I had to get to see what I'm eligible for my student loans. Besides the actual enrollment itself, and then applying for scholarships. I haven't even got that far yet. So the issue that I've been having is I'm not as technologically savvy as I would like to be. So that's also part of the reason I'm going back to school. And so I have struggled with all the different websites I've had to go to, remembering my passwords, which I know I write them down. And I swear to God, I put in the password that I write down and it's not the right password. So I've had to like reset my passwords a couple times. And that's been really frustrating. And then I've had to wait for approval for stuff from the SSA for my financial aid stuff. In addition to the IRS website being down for a week, like, what am I supposed to do about that? So I've been leaving messages with the enrollment team and been trying to get them to call me back. They call me back, and then if I don't answer, I go to call them, and then they aren't available, so I'll leave like a million voicemail messages. So this is my entire week this week. And then so since I wasn't working on Wednesday on Women's Day, I went to this amazing training. It was a TED Talk by this gal named Laura about trauma stewardship. And it's basically people who work in trauma environments, like helping people who deal with trauma directly. So we're indirectly dealing with the trauma. So I thought that the training was going to be like about how to deal with those people who are dealing with trauma better. And it ended up being actually more about how to take care of yourself so you can better handle yourself in those situations. It's not about handling the other person. It's about how you handle yourself, and then people in trauma reflect that back to you, which, duh, like light bulb went off. So it was like this whole other level of taking care of myself, eye-opening experience. And so this week I've just been upping my self-care, upping taking care of myself so I can handle situations better. And it was like perfect timing because I didn't realize how many triggers I had around going back to school, because there was an incident that happened with my college, and then with a trade school I tried going and doing when I was like 25, 24. And I didn't realize I still harbored trauma responses, like PTSD responses around that stuff, because I haven't worked through how it affected me emotionally. And so it's been interesting kind of observing myself in this whole process. For any of you who don't know what a PTSD episode looks like, at least how it shows up in me is I get really confused. I get really angry that I'm confused, and I get really frustrated that I'm confused. And it took me a minute to realize that's what was happening. Like, I didn't realize, like, I was getting triggered, and that's the situation. Honestly, I just felt stupid. I was incapable of functioning in like an online environment. I'm like, no, I'm an intelligent person, and like I am following the directions that are being given to me, and I'm still getting met with roadblocks. And so I had to like talk myself through what was happening, and had to like acknowledge that like I was actually trying, I was actually doing the process like it was laid out for me, and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, well, why am I getting so upset, and like why am I responding this way? Because I would start to completely shut down, and I would just want to cry, like, and think that I was stupid and I couldn't do it. And I was like, why am I responding this way to myself when I'm trying and I'm like doing a new thing and there's a learning curve? Anyways, so I had to kind of look at that and kind of reflect on what that was in myself, and I realized that's what was going on. And so I was just like, okay, I need to up my self-care. I just need to make sure I'm eating. Even before I get hungry, I'm just like snacking more. I'm drinking more water. Besides last night, I was drinking less. Last night, I imbibed a little bit at home by myself because I didn't have to get up early today. So I was like, I'm just gonna have a few drinks and hang out and watch OC with my monkey and myself. And I have the house to myself this weekend, so I can be loud when I want to. Because my roommate gets up really early and she goes to bed really early, and our schedule's kind of offset. So, yeah, I can sleep through her, so she can be as loud or as quiet as she wants. But she is a little bit lighter of a sleeper than I am, even though she like takes medication that helps her sleep. I don't think the medication is for sleeping. It just that's a side effect of the medication. It makes her drowsy. Anyways, but even though that's the case, I still find myself trying to be quiet and like not do the dishes, or like not play music too loud, or like do my vlogging. That's why a lot of the time at night I don't do my vlogging at home, because she's sleeping and I don't want to interrupt her and like disturb her in any way. Also I get kind of embarrassed. I'm like, hi, I'm talking to my phone. Hi guys, I love you. But yeah, so this has been my week. It's been kind of frustrating, but yeah, I got that training that I didn't think I was going to get to go to, because I'm not working at the bar anymore. So I went to the training that I wanted to go to, and so I got a lot out of it, and I'm really proud of myself, because my work day on Thursday at the shelter was awesome. Like I took the skills that I learned in the trauma stewardship and applied them to work, and it was really awesome. Like I felt like I handled the day way better. Like I made sure to be attentive to myself. I made sure I took my breaks. I made sure, like, I was like, no, I don't have time to do that right now, but if I have time to do that later, I will. But you can ask someone else, rather than like just saying yes to everyone and getting overwhelmed and frustrated that I can't meet the needs that I promised I would meet. And so that's been kind of cool. And so people responded really well. They're like, oh, okay, thanks. That's okay that you can't do it. I'll go ask someone else and see if they can. And then I had enough time and energy to almost finish a really big project at work. We had a bunch of beds vacate, and the process of cleaning the items, cleaning the bed, and getting them ready for the next participant is a big task. And we can usually only get to so many in a shift. And I was just like, let's see how many I can do today, because there was like 12 that I needed to do. And normally like 2 or 3 is like average. And I ended up getting 6 or 7 beds done, or like, I think I got 5 or 6 to completion, and I got 2 more almost like part of the way through the process. And so that was really cool. Do you guys like my bed head? I'm like rocking it today. I don't even care. But yeah, so I was really proud of myself for like how I handled my day, what I got done, being attentive to myself and aware of what's going on with me, and like trying to be like better with myself. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't get my enrollment in today. Today was the deadline, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I had already decided that even if I didn't get everything going with this start date, which the whole motivation behind this start date is there's a pretty big scholarship opportunity that's offered with this one. And so that's why I decided to jump on it and kind of get the ball rolling immediately, rather than like slowly taking my time and making sure blah, 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 like I normally do. So yeah, I decided even if I don't get this enrollment and even if that scholarship isn't necessarily offered for the next start date, that I think I still want to pursue this because I noticed in myself I was really excited and really motivated, and I have like this fire again, you guys, and I've been feeling a lot of joy around this. So I think that's a really good sign for me. I think this is something that I need to pursue. Even if I don't make this start date, I'll just try for the next one. So I'll keep you posted with that process. I'm trying to not get disheartened because I didn't make it today. I still left them a voicemail tonight. And even though they didn't call me back, I left them a voicemail. I was like, hey, can I extend my enrollment situation? Like, what are my options? How do I move forward? Because I'm locked out of my IRS account. I can't finish my FAFSA without it. I've tried accessing my credits from Boise State University because I went for a vocal performance major in 2002 when I first graduated, and I have some credits from my first semester. I didn't complete my first year, but I did complete my first semester, so I at least have a semester. I at least have 19 credits that are hopefully applicable to my degree. If they're not, that's fine. Like it wouldn't hurt to try though. So I can't access those right now. I've already turned in my high school transcripts, but I'm still waiting on BSU to be accessible. So it's a lot of a waiting game right now. It's kind of the story of my life, I guess. So hurry up and wait. I'm just trying to be patient. Come on, universe, you know I want this. So yeah, there's my update for you guys. I'm not going to be working at the shelter tonight. I'm just going to take it really easy tonight. I'm not going to go out to karaoke or anything. I switched shifts with one of my coworkers. I'm working her graveyard tomorrow. I'm going to hit up yoga tomorrow early in the morning, and then I'm probably take a nap and before I go in to the shelter tomorrow night. And then I'm going to see about yoga on Monday, because yoga after a graveyard, there's like this weird 2-hour gap between my shift getting over at like 6 or 5 in the morning and then until I could go to yoga. And it's like in that 2-hour time frame I get so tired I like can't stay awake anymore. So it's like I should just go to bed like after my graveyard shift. So yeah, I've learned that about myself in this process, and I've been just trying to be like, okay, that doesn't work for me, let's try something else, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm got paid finally today, so I'm gonna pay some bills, get some medicine from the dispensary, and because it's been a rough week. I've been really stressed out, and I have had very little access to that temporary crutch that I have right now, because I don't want to have pharmaceuticals in my life, and I know I'm depressed and I know I'm anxious. So what works for me is my choice, and so you can judge me if you want to, but it works for me, and so that's the route I go. And my counselors are supportive, which I really, really love about that. My new counselor, she's like, oh, okay, that's what you do, all right, that's fine, you know, just like, no judgment, like, whereas one of my other counselors was like, me, every time I brought it up, and that made it kind of hard to open up to her about some stuff, which was frustrating. But I have a new counselor, and she's really supportive. And oh, I almost forgot, you guys. My insurance was approved, at least for March, just to kind of get the ball rolling with my counseling and stuff. Thank God. Oh my God, I was stressed out because my next one wouldn't necessarily be covered. So the full coverage is still pending. I'm what's called like open case or open care plan. I don't know. I'm not good at remembering stuff like that. So yeah, I at least am covered for my next counseling appointment. Yes. And yeah, I've been still going to my groups. Been trying to do more training at work because they offer free training. Like I don't have to pay to go to the training, and I get paid for being at the training. So it's kind of a good deal. I get a break from work. I get to learn some cool skills that are applicable in my life as well as my job, my current job. And yeah, so it's been an interesting week to see how things have played out and how I'm handling stuff. But I feel pretty proud of myself. I stuck up for myself and my principles in some what feels like big like life test situations, and yeah, so I feel really good about that. So I'm trying to focus on stuff like that and not like what I'm not getting done. So that helps. But yeah, so that's why I haven't vlogged a little this week. I've only vlogged very little, but I did put out a Musical Monday video for you guys. If you want to check out my YouTube channel for my music videos of me singing, the link is youtube.com/vocalist Alexa Music. So go check that out. Like the video, subscribe if you're interested. No, just subscribe because you should, because it's awesome. Anyways. Just kidding. Love you guys. As always, thank you for watching and sharing my journey with me. Alexa out.